First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT-22 News at 5:30.
4 people are hurt after a massive explosion at a grain elevator this morning.
Now, it happened just before 10 in the town of La Crosse. That's just south of LaPorte and west of Knox. The elevator is owned by a company called Co-Alliance. WSBT 22's Annie Chang just returned from the scene. And Annie, what's the latest on the 4 victims?
Well, Rick, we know all 4 men worked at the Co-Alliance feed mill. We know 2 of them were flown to Fort Wayne in critical condition, including a 19-year-old. The other 2 men were taken to a LaPorte County hospital with less severe burns. Now, many people tell me the explosion could be heard and felt for a 5-mile radius.
I live about 3 miles out in the country, and I just happened to be out in the yard, and it shook the ground.
I first thought it was thunder, and then it was just a louder boom and shook the house. I was afraid it was maybe an earthquake.
And I looked above the tree line toward the elevator, and the flames were shooting probably 50 to 100 feet taller than the building, and I knew instantly what it was.
What neighbors in and around La Crosse heard was this 175-foot grain elevator exploding. Authorities say the building owned by Co-Alliance in Avon will likely have to be demolished as the entire northeast corner was blown out. Investigators are still trying to confirm the cause, but say grain elevators are prone to dust explosions.
Just the volatility up inside those silos when the grain dust is churning up there. Any little spark from anything can set that off.
I grew up in a farming community, and you always have that potential with that grain dust of igniting.
Firefighters say 4 men were working on site when it blew up. 1 man was only 10 feet away from the explosion. Fire crews are putting out any hot spots that might reignite, but say there were barely any flames to begin with. The biggest concern now is that the building could collapse.
We're fearful of anyone trespassing on the property, and if there is a collapse, of somebody being injured or killed.
Now, investigators from at least 3 different state and federal agencies will be on the scene today and over the next few days. Those include the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Safety, the Indiana State Fire Marshal, and OSHA. Authorities say that is common practice in any explosion of this kind. In the studio, I'm Annie Chang, WSBT 22 News.
Well, school